It took 90 seconds for the entire thing to fall. Not your house, not your city, the grid, the whole eastern half of a continent, from a coastline to a mountain range. Dark in a minute and a half, and the part that brings it back, the one piece, is custom built, the size of a house, and there are no spares. The engineers know the number. They do not say it out loud. 18 months to build the thing that restarts civilization. And that is if the factory still has power. This is scenario 0. Today, the grid just died, and it is not coming back for 3 years. This is what year 1 in the dark actually looks like. To understand how a continent goes dark in 90 seconds, you have to understand what the grid actually is. It is not a network of wires. It is a machine. A single continent spanning machine, and every generator on it is spinning in perfect synchronized lockstep 60 times a second, in unison across thousands of miles. That synchronization is the whole secret. If even one large piece of the machine falls out of step, a line sags into a tree, a transformer fails. A generator trips offline. The load it was carrying does not vanish. It is instantly shoved onto the lines next to it. And those lines were already near their limit, so they trip too, which shoves their load onto the next ones, which trip. This is a cascade. It does not roll like a wave you can watch coming. It detonates outward at the speed of electricity. This is not theoretical. In 2003, a single overgrown tree in Ohio touched a single power line. Within minutes, 55 million people across 8 states and Canada lost power. That cascade was stopped by protective systems doing their job. Now, imagine the protective systems are exactly what fails. A cascade that runs unchecked does not just turn off the lights, it destroys the machine as it falls. Generators that lose their load too fast can physically tear themselves apart. And the transformers, the heart of the whole system, take the killing blow. That is the part that changes everything. Drive past any large substation, and you have seen one. A grey steel box, the size of a small house, crowned with ceramic bushings, humming with a sound you feel in your chest. That is a large, extra high voltage transformer, and almost no one outside the industry knows that civilization is balanced on its back. Here is what these machines do. Power plants generate electricity, transformers step its voltage up to cross the country on transmission lines, then step it back down to enter your neighborhood. Without them, the electricity has nowhere to go. North America runs on roughly 2,000 of the largest ones. Now, here is the part that should keep you up at night. Each of these transformers is custom built. There is no model number you order off a shelf. Each is engineered for its exact spot in the grid. Each weighs between 200 and 400 tons. Each is so large it can only move by specialized railcar, and there are fewer of those railcars than there are fingers on your hands. And the lead time from the day you place the order to the day it is delivered and energized. 18 months on a good day, closer to 36. If the order book is full, and that assumes one thing above all others, that the factory building your replacement still has electricity. Globally, fewer than 10 facilities can build the largest of these. Most are in Germany, South Korea, Brazil, and India. In a normal year, they are already backlogged. Now picture an event that destroys not 5 of these transformers, not 50, but hundreds simultaneously across an entire continent. So how do hundreds of them die at once? 2 ways. The first is the cascade we just watched, the mechanical violence of a grid tearing itself apart. The second is more insidious, a geomagnetic storm or a coordinated attack, pushing the kind of current. These machines were never built to survive. Inside the transformer is an iron core, wound with miles of copper, bathed in hundreds of gallons of insulating oil. When the wrong current floods in, that core saturates. It can no longer contain the magnetic field. The transformer heats, the oil breaks down, the insulation chars, and then, in a building-sized machine full of flammable oil, it explodes. A column of blue-white plasma punches into the sky. 40,000 gallons of burning oil, a fireball visible for miles, and the substation it lived in goes permanently dark. Not for a night, not for a week, until a 400-ton replacement arrives from a factory on the other side of the planet. Now multiply that across a continent, the most cited federal modelling. From studies the Department of Energy would rather you did not dwell on, suggests that in a worst-case event, enough of these transformers fail, that entire regions cannot be restarted at all. Not slowly, not eventually, until they are physically replaced, one at a time. Here is what makes the long blackout so much more dangerous than a short one. For the first week, nobody believes it is the long one. Every blackout in living memory came back. So people wait. They wait precisely during the days they should have been moving. Day one. The novelty. Grills come out. Neighbours who never spoke share a beer in the dark. The cell towers still work on backup batteries for the first few hours. Then, one by one, they fall silent. By the end of day one, the phone in your pocket is a flashlight and a clock. Day two, the refrigerators are warm. Gas stations cannot pump. The pumps run on grid power. ATMs are dead. Card readers are dead. The only money that works is the cash already in your wallet and the line at the one store. Still, taking cash stretches around the block. Day three, the water pressure fails. Municipal systems run on electric pumps, and most cities hold only 1 to 2 days of pressure in the pipes. After that, the taps sputter and die. The toilets stop flushing, and in a city of millions, sanitation becomes the thing that kills before hunger ever does. Day 4 through 7. The supermarkets are stripped. The supply chain holds 3 days of food at the store level, and the trucks that refill them run on diesel from pumps that need electricity. No power, no pumps, no pumps, no trucks, no food anywhere. And now the camping mood is gone. By the end of week 2, the truth has landed. This is not a blackout. This is the new condition. And now the quiet math begins. The kind of arithmetic a society does when it can no longer pretend. The medically dependent go first. Roughly 1 to 2% of the population relies every day on grid-powered medicine. Insulin kept cold, dialysis machines, oxygen concentrators, refrigerated drugs. In week 1, their reserves run out. In week 2, without resupply, the literature is unambiguous about what follows. Then the city's empty. A dense urban core cannot feed or water itself for more than days, so the population moves on foot, on bicycles, in the few vehicles with fuel, out toward the towns. Millions of people flowing along the highways, all of them looking for the same water, the same food, the same shelter, and the institutions degrade on a schedule. Hospitals are mandated to hold 72 hours of generator fuel. Police and fire run on the same dwindling reserves. The strategic fuel that could help cannot be distributed. The pipelines that move it need pumping stations, and the pumping stations need the grid that no longer exists. None of this is the worst part. The worst part is the calendar. Every catastrophe in human memory had an end date you could count toward. This one does not, because the end date is welded to a factory on another continent, and the order has not even been placed. So let us actually run it. The 3-year clock. Month 1. Black start attempts. A black start means restarting the grid from absolute zero, using small generators to bootstrap larger plants, one at a time, each one resynchronized by hand to the last, where the transformers survived. This can work. In weeks where they did not, it cannot work at all. Months 2 through 12. The manufacturing problem. Orders for hundreds of custom transformers are placed into a global queue. That, on a normal day, could absorb a handful per year. The factories that build them are themselves in damaged or rationed grids. Raw copper, specialized steel, the rail cars to move the finished giants. Every link is now a bottleneck. Year 1 to year 3. The patchwork returns. Power comes back, not as a switch, but as a mosaic. A hospital district here, a water treatment plant there, a few city blocks. On a salvaged microgrid. Around them, vast regions remain dark for a year, 2 years. For the hardest hit transformer corridors. 3. And during those years, the credible federal modelling does not flinch. In the worst-case continental scenario, the death toll is not measured in thousands. It is modelled in the millions, driven not by the blackout itself, but by what the blackout removes. Food distribution, clean water, sanitation, and medicine. The grid was never just convenience. It was life support for a continent. So, the promise of this episode: could you survive 3 years in the dark? Honestly, not as the person you are right now, but the people who do survive share 3 things, and none of them are exotic. 1. Water and a way to clean it. You cannot store 3 years of water, so you store 14 days, and you store the means to make more drinkable. A gravity filter, purification tablets, the knowledge to boil and to find water is the clock. You cannot stop. 3 days without it, and nothing else matters. 2. Location, decided before the strike, not during it. In a dense city, your window to leave is about 48 hours before the roads choke and the fuel is gone. A small town, a rural property, a place with wells and growing season and low density. That is not paranoia. In a 3-year event, it is the difference between a hard life and no life. And 3, the one nobody wants to hear. Community, no loan, prepper, survives 3 years alone. The single greatest predictor of who lives through an extended catastrophe is not a stockpile. It is belonging to a functioning group, neighbours, family, a congregation, people who share, watch, and trust, people who know each other, survive, people who do not. We do not run this channel to frighten you. We run it because the grid is the most invisible thing you depend on every single second. And the most useful question a person can sit with calmly is simply, if it went away and did not come back for a very long time, what would I actually do? If this scenario was worth your time, subscribe to Scenario 0. We are going to keep spending time in the dark hypothetical, so that in the bright real, you are slightly more ready than you were this morning. Yes, in closing, no cadence promise.